I'm presenting the personal rave machine, and first I'd like to start off with a video that probably a lot of you saw about 10 years ago, and not this video, not this ad. We'll have to wait a few seconds for it to stop. That was not intended. Alright, now back to the good stuff. So this is actually a musical piece by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. It was the Wizards in the Winter, and some guy basically decided to sync up his Christmas lights to the music, and I really liked that idea, and kind of just kept that in the back of my mind for a long time, and I decided about a year ago that why not make something like this that I can put on my desk and make it personal and allow me to play with it. So I decided to figure out how this whole thing works, and the way this whole thing works is through a DMX protocol, which is a digital. Let me forget. Yes, complicated stuff. Let's see. The digital multiplex protocol. So basically, it's meant for controlling large light fixtures. So there's software for, so basically, or these type of things you'll often see at like concerts and shows where basically you have these lights moving around and flashing, and so that's DMX, and it's specifically meant for lighting. But all the software that I found I really didn't like. It's not really fun to use, and it just takes forever to set it all up. And I've had experience in the past, some basic experience with making music. And the way you make music is you usually, especially the electronic kind, you use a software, and usually the software is working with MIDI, and it works with different instruments. And MIDI is the protocol music instrument digital interface, which lets you communicate with all these different instruments and computers and all these different devices to transmit music information. So I thought, like, if the music is already made in this MIDI signals, why not use that MIDI signal to create a light show? So basically, how this whole thing works, it revolves around MIDI, the MIDI protocol. So first you have the digital audio workstation, which is your music production software. So stuff like GarageBand and other tools you probably don't know of. I use Bitwig. And so you load your presets or audio like generators in that workstation, and then you can add things like controllers. So we have a little keyboard. I made a little controller here. 3D printed a case, it's pretty cool. So these are controllers I can use to connect to my computer and start making music more easily. And have an even more exotic tool, which is Leap Motion. A little small device that measures your hand motions and spits out the data. And I found this program that actually converts that data into MIDI signal. So I can actually use this as like a musical device. So it's really cool. I didn't end up using these in my demo since I ended up doing all of my demo in the digital audio workstation. So these are kind of tools you can use live to have fun with, kind of jam out, that kind of thing. So the other cool thing about the digital audio workstation is that it can actually not only receive MIDI signal, it can send out MIDI signal. So it could send out to like a synthesizer, or in my case, I wanted to send out so I can generate lighting sequences. So in order to do that, I had to pick a device that could receive the MIDI signal, and the TNC 3.1, it's kind of like an Arduino, but it has a lot more features, and it has the ability to imitate a USB class-compliant MIDI device. So I can actually receive MIDI signal, send it out, and do whatever I want with it. It's kind of like I can do anything I want with it, basically. So what I decided is to add some lighting components. So here I have a ring of super bright LEDs, and I have like a more presentable case that I made for it. And I also have a strip of LEDs, also super bright, that I can control individually. And basically, I wrote the program to handle all these different changes, and everything will automatically happen once I send it to the MIDI, once I send the MIDI signal. So probably you have lost me by now, so it might as well be time for a demo. And the really cool thing about this is that this whole system is independent of my software, so I can just like pick any software I want. As long as it send out MIDI signal, I can send out whatever MIDI signal I want from anywhere, essentially. So what I've done here is I took a song called, or tune called Run for Cover from Cassette. I dropped it into my editor, synced up the BPM so I can so everything aligns in a grid, so I can really easily remake the song. And basically over the past few days, I've basically remade the song from scratch. I haven't made the sounds. The sounds are a lot more complicated. But if you just get just the notes themselves, those are really easy to send out and do stuff with them. You'll notice that on the bottom here, you'll see these like blue things going up and down. These are actually like the same as the dials that change the sound. So these actually change the color of the LEDs. So you see all this like stuff going on crazy in the end. That's basically changing the LEDs, turning them on and off, and doing all sorts of fun stuff. So let's get started. Just a quick test, make sure it works. So that halfway worked. It's so the strip didn't line up for some reason, and it's kind of finicky. It's still a very much a research project. So I still have to figure out why sometimes things like work, sometimes they don't. So there's a very finicky process of how to set this up. And as you might imagine, converting light into sound is not a trivial task. So I'll definitely continue this project. You can send me money if you like, but really. You can send me some emails, ask me if you want to see it and see it in person. I can definitely show you. I'm definitely interested in making this something I can demo and then also make it some sort of a business opportunity. So before I actually make a business out of it, I like to make a YouTube channel, create a community, since creating a product and selling it, and then as I've seen it with a lot of Kickstarters, you make a product that doesn't really work, then you end up with all this overhead of like things not working and just like a pain. So what I want to do first is hone down, make sure the whole thing works, and then create a YouTube channel so you can create a community and then see if people respond to it. If they like it, then I can go ahead, create a Kickstarter, and eventually I can make that a platform which and kind of make it so my device is kind of like an iPod, and then create a marketplace where people can sell their light shows to other people, and kind of like that makes it more of a better business model, since you can't probably won't make a whole lot of money from the hardware itself. So that's pretty much the personal rave machine. A little bit of a shameless plug.